Did you fail your learner's test? You're not alone. I too failed once. In fact, almost half of all test takers fail. During my time, I found traffic signs the most challenging, though, ironically, I scored the lowest on road markings. What was your biggest challenge? Drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your experience. But here's what I found out. Most learners fail because of the wrong learning methods, and as a result, they focus on the wrong things. Let me guess, you probably tried memorizing answers instead of actually understanding the rules. Maybe you studied using boring textbooks, incomplete apps, or random YouTube videos. But then, when the test brought the same questions, just phrased differently, you got stuck, right? That's because the test isn't about memorization. Did you know that the learner's license test curriculum covers over 500 road signs, signals, rules, and vehicle elements? Trying to commit all of that to memory? That would be an enormous, if not impossible, task. Remember when I said most learners focus on the wrong things? That's why today, I want to share the 5 biggest mistakes I made that led to me failing my learner's test, so you don't make the same mistakes. And if you want more videos like this one, hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss a thing. If memorization and shortcuts don't work, what does? More importantly, what should you focus on? When I first prepared for my learner's test, I thought I had it all figured out. I was a straight A student. Failure wasn't even something I considered. I grabbed the K53 manual, read every page, memorized everything, or thought I did, and walked into the exam fully confident. But the moment I saw the first question, my mind went blank. The words looked unfamiliar. The questions were different from what I memorized. I panicked. I did my best, but I failed. It took me a while to realize the 5 biggest mistakes I made, and most learners who fail tend to repeat them. My first mistake, and probably the biggest one, was trying to memorize instead of truly understanding. How do you memorize a combination of over 500 signs, symbols, road markings, and rules? I bet you didn't even realize there were that many until now. They are a lot, and trust me, without a system to organize them in your brain, they won't stick. I tried, and I know you probably did too. How do I know? Because you are here. Shall we continue? The second mistake is focusing only on passing the test. I see this all the time. Learners focus only on passing the test, but that's not the goal. Yes, the test is one of the most difficult parts of your driving journey, but it's not the destination. The real goal is to transform into a responsible, smart driver. And that doesn't start and end with your learner's test. Driving is a lifelong skill. That's why you have to learn with understanding in mind. When you shift your mindset from just passing the test to becoming a skilled driver, everything changes. The third mistake? Not realizing the responsibility that comes with a license. So, you want to start driving, right? Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. But do you truly understand the responsibility that comes with it? Have you ever wondered why you even need a license to drive? It's simple. Driving is a huge responsibility. Like doctors, pilots, and firearm owners, drivers must be trained because one wrong move could cost lives. A car in the wrong hands is more dangerous than a loaded weapon. Think about it, a 2-ton machine moving at high speed. One careless decision could lead to unimaginable consequences. And you already know this. You hear about accidents every day in the news. That's why authorities don't just give out licenses. You have to prove you're ready and responsible. When you are ready, you will prepare yourself adequately for your learner-to-driver transformation. The test will just be one of the avenues by which you prove that you are ready, just as the traffic authorities intended it to be. The fourth mistake, the need for speed. You hear it all the time, speed kills. And guess what? That mantra holds true even before you get behind the wheel. Rushing the process of learning to drive is one of the biggest mistakes you can make. You need to give yourself ample time to learn thoroughly. The learner's test isn't just a formality. It's there to test your knowledge. Failing is not just bad luck. It's an indication that you haven't learned enough or haven't taken the process seriously enough to be awarded a learner's license. But many learners just want to pass the test as quickly as possible. They cram answers, rush through practice tests, and hope for the best. But have you ever stopped to think, what happens if you don't take driving theory seriously? The consequences could be as severe as losing your life and taking your loved ones with you. And that's just the worst-case scenario. Even if you survive reckless driving, the consequences don't stop there. Insurance companies might raise your premiums or refuse to cover you at all. You could rack up heavy fines and penalties for traffic violations you weren't even aware of. And if driving is part of your career, one mistake could cost you your job. This is why authorities don't just hand out licenses. When you get behind the wheel, you need to be knowledgeable enough to ensure your own safety and the safety of every other road user. So, wouldn't you want to learn driving and its theory the right way? The fifth and final mistake has to do with the K53 manual. Who could guess what it could be? I bet you didn't know about this one. Leave a comment below. Most learners think the K53 manual is all they need. I thought the same, but here's the truth. It's just a guide. A good one, yes, but not comprehensive. In fact, it makes driving theory seem shorter than it really is. It tricks you into thinking you can skim through it and be fine. But if you're new to a subject, you don't start with summaries. You start with detailed learning materials that break things down in a way that makes sense. The right way to learn driving theory is with a structured system. For example, a private instructor or tutor, a driving school, or a step-by-step study plan. You need a source that will help you learn systematically and thoroughly. Do you remember your school days? It was hard trying to learn on your own what others covered in class with a teacher, wasn't it? The same applies with driving theory. You need to be coached and guided through a comprehensive learning source. If you're still not convinced, test this for yourself. But if you have failed the test before, like me, then you know what I am saying is true. It wouldn't be fair for me to just point out these mistakes without offering a solution, right? I mean, how do you avoid memorizing? How do you adopt the learner-to-driver transformation mentality? How do you fully appreciate the responsibility of holding a license, take your time to learn properly, and stop relying on the K53 study guide alone? Well, if you have a private tutor, an instructor, or you attend a driving school, their program already includes everything we just discussed. But that's not you now, is it? If you already had a solution, you wouldn't be listening to me right now, would you? Well, you're in luck, because I have the perfect solution for you. And the best part? It costs less than what you'd pay just for transport to a driving school. Plus, you can start the program right now for free. But first, let me walk you through how it works. I'll show you your progression through the program and how you'll achieve major milestones along the way. All you have to do is show up, follow the program, and do what's asked. In no time, you'll transform into a confident, responsible driver. We call this framework the Zero to Hero Driving Theory Roadmap. And as the name suggests, it takes you from where you are now, lost and wondering how to pass your theory test, to a fully prepared, responsible driver in just a few easy steps. I'll leave a link in the description where you can download it for free. You can even use it to study on your own, without my assistance, if that's what you prefer. It might take you a little longer with that option, but you'll eventually get there. All you have to do is follow the steps given. And just like the program is free to start, the guide is also yours for free. At this point, before you even start the program, you might be feeling overwhelmed by how much you need to learn just to prepare for the test. For a moment, and even going forward, I need you to forget everything you've been told about the learner's license theory test. Clear your mind. Start fresh. From start to finish, you only need to go through 3 steps. Just 3 phases to reach the summit of your driving journey. First, you'll start with the foundation phase. We call this the priming stage, where you prepare yourself for success before diving into driving theory. And don't underestimate the importance of this stage. Ignore it at your own risk. This phase builds the foundation for everything you'll learn in the next 2 phases. Your first lesson will walk you through the exact steps to obtaining your license. Then you'll discover why the licensing process is so strict and why authorities put screening processes to obtain a learner's and driver's licenses in the second lesson. After that, in lesson 3, you'll learn which license category is right for you. You'd be surprised how many people apply for the wrong one. Did you know that you can be disqualified from getting a license? In lesson 4, you'll find out who qualifies and who doesn't, and most importantly, how to protect your license from being revoked. Many learners assume that once they get their license, they'll always have it. But is that really the case? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Finally, the phase concludes with lesson 5, an introduction to driving theory. Here you'll get a full view of the subject's scope, and more importantly, learn how to make studying driving theory easier. Ever wondered how to remember over 500 signs, signals, and rules? This lesson will show you how. By the time you complete this phase, you'll be primed and ready to take on the driving theory core, which is phase 2. Now we move into phase 2, the core of driving theory. We call this the knowledge accumulation stage, where we use a method called iterative learning. Iterative learning is a proven method used to teach large amounts of information efficiently. And trust me, driving theory is no joke. The subject is vast, and there are no shortcuts. You can't rush through it, and without the right strategy, it's easy to get lost. To make learning easier, we use a 5-step process that ensures you actually understand and retain information. In the first step, you frame. You take a selected portion of the driving theory and clearly define the learning objectives. In our program, this is done for you, so you do not have to worry. In step 2, you engage in active learning. Our program is unique in that it makes you learn easier through video lessons. Next, you'll test yourself using quizzes to check your knowledge and understanding in the third step. In step 4, based on your test results, you'll identify what you've retained and what needs more work. Finally, as the final step, you'll take the scope of your weak areas and use it as your step 1 and repeat the process until you master them. You repeat these steps until you're confident that you've locked in everything you need to know. That's why it's called iterative learning. It may sound like more work, but it actually saves time compared to random, unstructured studying. Our program is designed to seamlessly integrate these steps into the learning process. You wouldn't even realize that you are actively employing the effective learning method. That's what makes this program absolutely unique. Now let's talk about the subjects covered in this phase. The driving theory core. Phase 2 includes 3 key courses. In course 2, we decode road markings. We start with road markings because they are the foundation of driving theory. You will understand this once you get started with the program. In course 3, we master traffic signs and signals. This course will help you navigate through the rest of the program with ease. In the final course of the phase, course 4, we venture into the rules of the road and vehicle control. Here, we look at the commandments of the road. By the time you finish phase 2, you'll be knowledgeable enough to even tackle the test with ease. But stopping here? That would be a mistake. Besides, we saved the best for last. This final phase takes everything you've learned and transforms you into a master of driving theory. It's where you connect all the pieces and build unshakable confidence. First, in course 5, you'll learn how to integrate the entire driving theory subject into one cohesive system. Instead of seeing road markings, traffic signs, and driving rules as separate pieces, you'll start to see how they work together. This helps you recognize patterns, make better decisions, and truly understand how everything connects. Then, in course 6, you'll go through a series of mock exams to test everything you've learned. But this isn't just about answering questions, it's about building confidence. We want you to walk into that test knowing that nothing can trip you up. By the time you finish this phase, you won't just be test ready, you'll be road ready. Do you see how much easier learning becomes when you have a well-structured, step-by-step guide In just 3 simple steps, you've gone from feeling lost to being a knowledgeable learner, ready to become a driver. I've just walked you through, step by step, how this roadmap works. Your complete, proven system for mastering driving theory. Follow this process, and you won't just pass your test. You'll become a confident, responsible driver. As promised, you now have full access to this guide. Just click the link provided in the description to download it. But here's something to keep in mind. Your biggest challenge won't be access to information. It will be finding the right information. In this age of information overload, finding exactly what you need, in the right order, depth, and format, is harder than ever. That's why earlier, I said you could succeed using the guide alone. But it would take longer. For those who want a faster, structured way to learn, I've put together everything in this guide into a step-by-step program, pre-packaged for you to make it easier for you to start and get on with the program. All you have to do is show up, follow the program, and reach your goal. And the best part? It's completely free to start. Let me quickly show you how to sign up and what the learning platform looks like inside. The link in the description will take you to this landing page you see here. Once you click on the orange Get Access button, a pop-up window will appear asking for your name and email address. These are needed for your profile and community membership. After entering your details, you'll be led to the thank you page, reminding you to check your email for the next step. Inside your email, you'll find a link to access the program page. You'll need to create your community profile. Don't worry, this is the final step. Once that's done, you'll be redirected to your very own dashboard. Now, let me quickly show you how the courses are structured, just like in the guide. The courses in the program are aligned with the guide. You just have to follow through. You have your foundation, driving theory core, and finally, revision. You'll start with course 1, the foundation phase. Watch as I click on a video lesson. In your case, you'll need to take your time to learn these lessons. Since this is just a demo, I'll skip ahead. But after completing a lesson, you'll move on to a quiz. You'll need to pass the quiz before moving to the next lesson. This is how the program automatically applies the 5-step iterative learning system I showed you earlier. Let me quickly do the quiz. At the end, you'll see your score and which questions you got wrong. This helps you identify areas to improve before moving forward. With this system, you move at your own pace, study anytime, and from anywhere. All 5 lessons in Course 1, the foundation phase, are yours to access and learn for free. And if you enjoy the program and want to continue working with us, you can access the rest of the courses for just 495 Rand. But don't worry about that now. First, see how it works, and you can make an informed decision whether this is suited for you or not. Now, before you jump in, let me be upfront with you. This program is not for everyone. What exactly do I mean by that? Well, we've actually turned down a few learners from joining this program. Yes, you heard that correctly. At Driver College, we created this program to make driving theory education easier and more accessible to all, because we believe that by making learning engaging, structured, and effective, we can help increase the number of responsible drivers and make our roads safer, one lesson at a time. And because of that, we do not encourage learners who are only looking for shortcuts or just want to pass quickly without actually understanding the rules of the road. We wouldn't want our name to be associated with recklessness. That's why this program is not for learners who are pressed for time and only want quick question-answer drills without learning the theory thoroughly. This program is for learners and drivers who are willing to put in the work. Those who appreciate that learning to drive is not just about passing a test, but about becoming a responsible driver for life. If you're someone who wants to truly understand driving theory, who values learning with structure, and who is ready to commit to mastering the rules of the road, then this program is for you. So, why should you choose this program over everything else? Well, here's why. You can start immediately, for free. You'll be guided from start to finish, step by step. You'll use a tried and tested learning method that actually works. You'll have access anytime, anywhere, and set your own comfortable pace. Your profile is completely private. Only those you inform will know you're taking the driving theory program. You don't want anyone to know. No worries. No one will. We won't tell. Most importantly, this is a smart driver transformation program. After going through this program, you won't just be test ready, you'll be road ready. The knowledge you'll gain here will change the way you see the road forever. You won't be the same driver because you'll have the understanding, confidence, and responsibility that make the difference between just having a license and being a truly safe driver. Let's rewind for a second. I've just walked you through the 5 biggest mistakes that cost me my learner's license. Mistakes that still trip up most test takers today. But more importantly, I showed you exactly how to avoid them. And I didn't stop there. For those of you who want more than just a pass, who want to actually transform into a confident, responsible driver, I've given you access to a foolproof guide that makes test prep easier and stress-free. You'll find the link to download it in the description below. And for those who would prefer my help, who want to follow a proven, structured program that guides you every step of the way, I've left another link for you to join the transformation program. And the best part, you start right now, for free. And don't procrastinate. Prices are going up in a few days. Before you go, drop a comment. Like this video. And subscribe so you never miss another lesson. I'll see you on the other side.